Hello. Hi. So this is a live stream. I attempted to do a live stream on Facebook and I had a locked in some kind of room. Anyways, it didn't work. So here I am, Sonya. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I just wanted to share a little bit about, busting through these limitations or these obstacles that can come up on our path because sometimes we carry this story about ourselves, and in these times right now a lot of us are wanting to step up, I believe, and to share and to empower others to really step into their gifts and what it is that they are wanting to create or share with the world. um, and yeah, I've been doing this for a little while, and I created this place to do that. And I'll be teaching yoga again in September to small groups. Um, Again, because I believe that, yes, there are a lot of online options, and that's also something coming up. But there is something, the power of getting together. And this weekend, I was at a beautiful festival, yoga, music, sound healing, dancing. It was outdoors in a huge piece of land, and it was beautiful. And just a lot of heart expansion and opening. And it was windy and sunny, and just the colors were super sharp, and the sky was blue, and there was just this purity of this kind of new earth. Oh, this is Stella. Hey, Stella. Hi, babe.
Pasta.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. And I went with my daughter, and I want to just have her be alive and be experiencing herself in environments that are healthy and thriving and connected and filled with love and not filled with fear. Super important. As we see the agenda, we see through the agenda. Many of us, as I've been documenting on my channel for a couple of years now, um, that we are experiencing a massive shift, a frequency shift, an alignment, and to know thyself, to really go deeper. How do we do that? Well, this weekend, for example, by dancing, being in your body, by breathing and connecting like that to your essence, and getting outside of your comfort zone, a little bit. With what's going on with COVID right now, I don't know, like there's a lot of talks on about this ascension and the shift, and this is what I've been focused on as well, and the Christ consciousness, which is the second coming, as Yogananda spoke about. And what is the Christ? It's the crystalline, the pure essence of our being. And that doesn't mean a lot, maybe, to a lot of people, but for those that have been studying this stuff, knowing that our DNA is actually an antenna, a receiver, a receptor of information, and that we also give out energy into the world, because that's all we are, really. We're energy beings, and it is all about frequency and what you attract, and that life is actually happening for you and through you if you can believe in yourself, and if you can stay aligned long enough in those frequencies to continue manifesting the dream life that you want for yourself. And that's different for all of us. um, as I continue on my own ascension personal journey, I realize that, community is very important for me. I want to be around high vibrational people. I want to co create. There's sometimes where I want to do things on my own as well, to explore my own creative essence, my original creator essence. But then, there's nothing like collaborating in this Aquarian age. The Piscean age is about the guru, the one person who has all the answers, the priest, the religion, these institutions that were very big and had a lot of patriarchal energies to control and manipulate people. But the Aquarian age is really, this is it. This is what we are entering now. And as the shift is happening, the fluctuation between the old and the new is allowing a type of opportunity or crisis to emerge, and for us to choose: am I going to be living in peace and love and higher frequencies and unity consciousness, knowing that I'm a unique individual within that? So, again, unity within diversity. I mean, these are things to repeat over and over to ourselves every day and along the journey, and to repeat with our friends. And we're all teachers and students to each other. I truly believe that. And I also know that some of us have been on this path for a long time and have also made a lot of, I guess, sacrifices to heal and to transcend those limiting beliefs that we came in with, and that many people around us are still, unfortunately, living in. And that can be really take us down once in a while and deplete us. And one thing that I've noticed about myself is that I believe very often in the best of people, that I see, such beautiful qualities. And yet, if they're not yet seeing them in themselves, then they're gonna have to, do that journey and go deeper into it, and that can take months or years, or even a whole lifetime to do that. But right now, I believe that we are this grand awakening is like a dominoes effect, as the truth is coming out, and as we're seeing the systems and the lies, the corruption, the blatant lies that are told to us, tell, lie, vision, like, and all of this. It's kind of sad that many people, even that they're afraid, and that they're still kind of stuck in that paradigm. But it is what it is at this point in our evolution in August 2020. There's also beautiful, beautiful people out there, which I was with this weekend, who are like, you know what? I'm not going to stop living and breathing and dancing and and meeting awesome people because they're telling us what social distancing, like the oxymoron that it is, doesn't even make sense. Um, so yes, we respect others that are afraid, and and I guess we follow the aisles and we wear the mask. We're obligated to wear masks right now here in Montreal and the environment around. So that has shifted also the reality, as people are all masked, and it's a very interesting time. Anyways, they say, may you live in interesting times. Well, here we are. We signed up to be here as well, which we don't always remember, but we have soul contracts, we have work to do, we have to transmute our shadows into our gifts and into perhaps our mastery, if that's the path that we're choosing. And that means really digging deep into yourself, and what are those patterns that keep repeating, and what are those obstacles or stories that we keep telling ourselves. And another one for me that's been one of those obstacles is to believe that I will be happy, once I meet my partner, or I start my career will take off once I'm, in this like sacred union with someone. And I think a lot of us get caught in those stories of like, oh, I need that partner. And I'm not saying I think that's great. And I think that's something to manifest along with the reality of what you would like to experience here, to create your business, to have children, to live closer to nature, to be more disciplined, to have a better diet and health and immune system and all these things. And I think for me, they're all holistic. It includes it all. There's nothing that I'm choosing over another. I'm choosing to have it all, because why not? And but the thing is, sometimes it can trap us into these stories of like, oh, there's a lot going on with the twin flame thing. And I got really caught in that myself. But now I'm realizing a certain pattern that, I've given my power away many times. And I'm not going to do that anymore. I want these reciprocity relationships of giving and taking and expansion. And if there's contraction, we can communicate through it. All of these things that now are clearer for me as to what I would like in a relationship. And, with the freedom to be who you are and to have that space to create for yourself, but also together. And one doesn't take from the other, it actually amplifies things, I believe. That's my belief, so that will be my reality. If I believe that if I'm with a partner, it takes away from me, well, then that's exactly what I'm going to create for myself. So it's the more that we really observe and become self aware of our own patterns and the obstacles that we're creating for ourselves sometimes. And sometimes it is a technology glitch. I've had those happen quite often, and they're frustrating because you're all ready with your message, you've prepared things, you're finally like, oh, yeah, I want to share about this. I'd like to. And then it doesn't happen, and you're like, oh, no. But there's other ways, like now I'm doing a YouTube. I was inspired to talk about these obstacles and to really step into our sovereignty and our divinity. And as we do that, we see that we're getting messages and we're getting support from our higher self, our if you want to call them guides or angels, or you as a higher dimensional being, your oversoul, your star soul. There's so many names, but I know that there's a higher self that observes myself wanting to guide, and I need to be receptive to that, which is what meditation is about. And prayer is, you know, putting it out there, like saying, putting your dreams and your intentions and your visions out into the world, like really feeling them in your heart. Greg Braden, again, I've mentioned him I don't know how many times, but he has, the whole thing with prayer. Prayer is putting it out there, and meditation is receiving. And, you know, it could be through journaling, it could be through going for a walk, stopping under a tree. Like gaining clarity comes when we really learn to listen and be receptive to what it is that we're asking for. So if we can get out of our own way, those obstacles kind of disappear. And I believe the lessons, finally, when you can integrate your lessons, you can finally be free of them. And some of these core wounds we've been carrying for generations, ancestral, um, heartbreak is a big one. I know in my lineage. And what is cancer but a whole bunch of cells that just go rogue on us and decide that life is too difficult. And so we need to spend the time to really talk to our cells, our cellular structure, our DNA. Sandra Walter has some such beautiful work that she's doing. I love her stuff. I listen to it. It really calms me. So also mentors and people that inspire you. I do that every day, in the morning, at night, and then I work on my different aspects of my reality and what I would like to put more energy into. If I've been neglecting a little bit my yoga, or I'm like, oh, I haven't done that in a while, I really need to focus on that. I'm feeling it. So again, looking at maybe spreading your life and all the different parts of it and which ones need a little more attention. I'd also love to connect more with my older daughters that are very busy, and so am I, but there's always that love there, and I would love to see them more often, or at least communicate more. And yet, I accept also that there could be a phase where there's not as much energy going into this in both ways, and that's okay. the love is unconditional and always going to be there. So that's the that's how the heart works. So, but again, just doing things that are good for you, that are good for the for your own peace of mind and peace and wellness, well-being. And I would suggest chanting, listening to very calm music, and yoga, and then being with very positive people. And then slowly those that are not in alignment, they just kind of drop away, or you just don't have the desire to see them very much. And then before you know it, it's just new people are coming in, new relationships that are more in alignment with the frequency that you're cultivating, just like the garden right now. I've been cultivating outdoor gardens for a long time, and family, and a lot of, you know, relationships, romantic, whatever. Now that cultivating is going within, it's being brought back into myself so that my cup is full, and then I can have a full cup to share with others. um, so yeah, that's where I'm at, and I wanted to share about just moving through the obstacles. If you have a glitch or something puts you off course, not to let that interfere with your peace, and say, it's okay, I'll find another way. There's always a solution. That's a great permaculture quote that I love, and I use it for everything. Also, other things like A Course in Miracles, or there's Eckhart Tolle. There's so many spiritual teachers that have talked about this, just always having a solution. If we can also stop going and going and just say, the timing's off, I need to put that aside, and I'm going to focus on this because that's not working. So all of these little, things, it seems like common sense, but it's also, like I said, a cultivation of finding that peace, and how to align with it, and to calm the whole system down using breath, mantra, yoga, positive affirmations, gentle soothing music at the right frequencies. All of these things help us. So I hope that you can transcend the obstacles that might be arriving in your life, and that you're surrounded by um, people and situations that can help you on your journey. And even those who aren't helping, they're showing you the contrast of maybe what you don't really require at this point on your journey, or um, that you're not going to necessarily continue cultivating, because it's like watering your plants. Or if you don't, they'll just they'll go away. They're not going to produce, or they're not it's just not beneficial. Like the weeds, we take them out, and same thing with everything in our environment that doesn't really serve our growth anymore. So again, I guess that's the non-attachment that Zen Buddhism talks about, or a lot of the texts. And I'm reading the Pistis Sophia right now, which is an ancient Gnostic text. Gnostic means gnosis, means knowing. It's a deep knowing, and that's what I'm following, is the wisdom of this eternal self, the soul, and we can't really go wrong with that. Everything else is very temporary and man-made. As we can see, civilizations have come and gone, and so if we can cultivate that within, then we're being assisted, and we assist others, and that's all we really want to do. So yeah, so thank you for listening. I appreciate it. And again, if I can get a Facebook Live and you want to join me there, that would be great. And if not, if you're close by, I'll be giving yoga classes and sound baths starting September again, and be a maximum of 8 people per class, for to respect the space. And yeah, so thank you. I appreciate you, and take good care, and you'll always find a solution. Just remember that. Okay, bye.